A guest checks into an oberoi property somewhere in Rajasthan. By the second morning, the butler already knows she takes her tea with no sugar and one cardamom pod. Nobody asked. Nobody was told. That level of detail is not an accident. It is engineered. And the man who engineered it started out earning 50 rupees a month as a hotel clerk. What if I told you one of the most respected luxury hotel empires on earth was built by an orphan from a tiny Punjabi village with no money, no investors, and no global brand behind him? Just discipline. His name was Mohan Singh Oberoi, and the company he created does not just compete with Four Seasons, Ritz-Carlton, and Amman. It quietly rewrote the rules of what luxury hospitality actually means. The story begins in the 1920s in Shimla, a hill station the British had turned into their summer capital. Shimla was where colonial India's elite came to escape the heat, and its grand hotels were monuments to empire. Oberoi arrived there with nothing and took a clerk's position at the Cecil Hotel. 50 rupees a month. To put that in perspective, a decent meal in Shimla at the time cost about 1 rupee. He was earning survival wages, but instead of just collecting a paycheck, he turned the job into a masterclass. He stayed late every night. He studied housekeeping, kitchen operations, maintenance, front desk, absorbing the full anatomy of how a hotel makes money. Then in 1934, his window opened. The Carlton Hotel in Shimla was bleeding cash. Oberoi had no capital to buy it, so he negotiated something brilliant, a lease-to-own arrangement where he would pay the owner from the hotel's own future revenue. No outside funding, no debt, just cash flow conviction. The property became the Oberoi Clarks, and it revealed the first principle of his entire career. Control the asset before you own it. Control cash flow before you control the deed. What he did next was deceptively simple, but strategically brilliant. Instead of building new hotels from scratch, he hunted for colonial-era properties that had fallen into neglect. The Grand in Kolkata, the Maidens in Delhi. These were landmarks sitting on irreplaceable land with built-in heritage and name recognition, but their service had gone stale. Oberoi acquired them, overhauled operations top to bottom, and turned each one into a profitable showcase. By the 1960s, the Oberoi name meant luxury across India. But here is where his thinking separated him from virtually every competitor. He understood that great service cannot survive on charm or charisma. It has to be a system. So in 1966, he founded the Oberoi Center of Learning and Development in Delhi. While every other luxury hotel was importing trained managers from Europe, Oberoi built a pipeline that trained Indians to world-class standards from the ground up. The program was ruthlessly selective. It did not just produce staff for Oberoi properties. It produced leaders who went on to run luxury hotels from Dubai to London. Walk into a 5-star property almost anywhere in Asia or the Middle East today, and there is a real chance the general manager came through an Oberoi program. That is vertical integration applied to human talent. You can copy a marble lobby in 6 months. You cannot copy a service culture built over 6 decades. Then came the moment that tested everything. Luxury hospitality is a brutally fragile business. It depends on tourism, business travel, and stability. 3 things that can disappear overnight. Oberoi survived World War II by pivoting hard into military and government contracts when leisure travel collapsed. But nothing prepared the brand for November 2008. The Oberoi Trident in Mumbai was attacked during the terrorist siege. For 3 days, the world watched. Staff members shielded guests with their own bodies. 32 people lost their lives inside those walls. The brand could have retreated permanently from that address. Instead, the group rebuilt. They invested heavily in security infrastructure, crisis training, and emergency protocols, setting entirely new standards for hotel safety across India. A moment that could have ended the brand became proof of something deeper. Resilience is not a talking point at a conference. It is a choice you make when everything around you is burning. Today, the global luxury hotel market exceeds $100 billion. Marriott operates over 8,500 properties worldwide. Oberoi operates roughly 30. And yet, per room, Oberoi often matches or exceeds the revenue of chains with 100 times its footprint. That is not luck. It is strategy. Rather than chasing volume, the group selects iconic locations like Udaipur, Marrakech, and Bali, places where the setting itself becomes an inseparable part of the product. While the giants sell loyalty points and amenities lists, Oberoi sells something they cannot replicate: precision service fused with deep cultural identity. More staff per guest than almost anyone in luxury hospitality. Indian warmth that feels genuinely personal, never performed. That is a moat no marketing budget on earth can breach. In a world where every startup is told to scale fast and figure it out later, Oberoi built a globally respected brand by doing the exact opposite. They enter markets only when they can dominate on both location and experience. They protect pricing power instead of chasing occupancy numbers. They build systems that make excellence repeatable rather than dependent on any single star employee. And they treat Indian hospitality not as a constraint but as a weapon no multinational can convincingly wield. From 50 rupees a month in a colonial hill station to one of the most disciplined luxury empires on earth. Not built on scale, not built on speed, built on standards. Because the brands that endure are never the ones with the most locations or the loudest voice. They are the ones that know exactly what they stand for and possess the iron discipline to never let it slip.